Thank you for joining us during this short tutorial, the fourth in a 10-part Data 101 series. By the end of all 10 sessions, you will have a working knowledge of how to build an Excel template to collect and filter quality improvement intervention data. In this series, we will build a sample Excel template together that uses patient coaching for illustration purposes. However, Excel could be used in this way to collect data on other interventions as well. Depending on your level of Excel expertise, you may choose not to listen to all 10 sessions. If you are new to collecting data, a few other skills to learn that would highly complement this series would be the Plan, Do, Study, Act, or PDSA cycle, and SMART goals. By the end of Session 4, you will be able to make all text in cells visible, expand column width, preview print version of worksheet, change page orientation, fill color and shade areas, insert borders, and cut, copy, and paste cell contents. To give you a preview, the skills covered will progressively build a tool like this. Let's get started. For this session, we're going to work in the Definitions worksheet. Since I'm on a new worksheet, notice that nothing I did in the Instructions tab carried over automatically. In Session 9, you'll hear more about copying functionality and formatting from one worksheet to another. For our coaching worksheet, Definitions will provide direction on fields on the entry worksheet. For demonstration purposes, I'll only enter column titles and a few definitions. In addition, I'll enter all text first and then format the cells so all information can be easily viewed. Starting in cell A1, I'm going to title this Entry Field. The next column will be Definition or Purpose, and the third and last column, Rules. Because I want these titles to stand out, I'll change the font to size 14 bold. Let's add information for what will be the first two columns on the entry worksheet. These are Patient Identifier and Insurance. Under Definitions, the Patient Identifier definition is de-identified patient identification number. The insurance definition will be insurance type. Last, in the third column, we'll indicate if there are certain rules that apply to each field. For patient identifier, there are none. For insurance, the rule is to select from drop-down. At this point, I would continue to add the same information for all fields I want to include for the users, but that's all we'll add today. All information isn't visible in the default format because there's enough text in each cell that the information overlaps. After selecting all three columns by using the Wrap Text button on the Home tab, this will make all content visible in a cell by showing multiple lines. It's still taking up a lot of space on the screen, so in addition, I'm going to expand each column by hovering between the column letters until I get this symbol with bidirectional arrows. By left-clicking and dragging the mouse while I have this symbol, I'll expand the size of my columns. This works well when you only want to expand a few columns or rows, but remember how you can select the entire worksheet by clicking this box here. Then, by going to the Format Cells icon, I can choose to auto-fit column width and row height. This is a quick and easy way to adjust multiple cells concurrently. Now, the information is much easier to see. By doing a print preview, I can see what the page will look like when printed. I think a few additions would make this easier to read. So I'll adjust the orientation of the page from the Page Layout tab. highlight the column titled yellow by using my Fill Color button, and insert borders that will visually separate cells using the Borders button after I have highlighted which cells I'd like to have borders. Prep Preview shows how this has changed the appearance. The last thing I'll cover in this session is cut, copy, and paste. Use this when you have multiple cells with information that you either want to move to another location or make an exact copy of in another location. I'll type something in 3 cells and decide I want to move them. Select the 3 cells to move information out of, right-click, and select Cut. Choose where you want the information to be moved to, and then right-click and select Paste. The copy command is the same process. The difference is that copy will leave your original information and place an exact copy in the other locations you designate. This concludes Session 4. The first link listed here will take you to the Microsoft training on Excel if you are on a version other than what we have used to demonstrate through the series. If you are interested in building on what you've learned today, be sure to look at the additional sessions in this Data 101 series. Also, remember that understanding PDSA and SMART goals will provide great foundational frameworks when you are in the phase of determining which data to collect. Thank you for viewing this video tutorial.
For some